And we are live. My name is Ration Outlaw. I am your host of RNN Live. Now, why don't we have our guests introduce themselves, starting from the bottom?
Hi, my name is Putza, and I am currently Jesus.
Oh, that's new.
Outlaw, I'd like to thank you for having me on. I'm Dr. Fauci. I am the God Emperor and I control everything. So I just need you to listen to the science and the datas. And I would like to thank you all for having me on.
Oh, you should put on a Dr. Fauci profile picture on.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say that that's probably in bad taste, considering that now we know that he's been experimenting on puppies in unbelievably cruel manners.
Oh, God.
No,
Oh,
I
wow.
know. We can get into that later because I know all about that and the Alec Baldwin thing if you want to do that. And, whatever you guys want to get into, I probably know.
These authoritarian regimes killing puppies.
Anyways, Z Commander.
I'm here against my will. My P.O. box is 789, and someone send me some food. I'm hungry.
And you are not here against your will. I literally told you could not show up today if you wanted.
You always say that, but it never feels genuine.
Z, tap twice on the microphone if he has you in a box in the closet.
I got a better answer.
All right, then we all know Outlaw.
Anyways, we have a couple comments here from Roy.
Good day, everyone. Good to see you back.
Thank you, Roy.
Oh, okay, just a little news. Neko cannot come, and
Yeah, I already know Neko can't. And
Cherokee Foxes, I get off at 5.
Yeah, he said he's been being fucked over by his work with the scheduling thing.
I don't
see now.
I don't think this Fauci is genuine. I don't see any masks on him. Oh god.
Anyways, now for Steel Fang, I do want to give a comment in the sense that since he wasn't able to join because he's been having problems with his mic system. But if you are watching currently Steel Fang, we will host all of your comments on this topic because I know you wanted to give your 2 cents. We decided to vote on whether to continue on with this because we wanted to discuss this. But we will host your comments. And if you want to join, like maybe a stream next week, you can feel free to join. I'll send you a link and everything.
Get on with it.
Yes, we'll get on with the video in just a sec. Alright? So, now before we get on the video, please be mindful. This is someone who I am somewhat friends with, so please be courteous to anything he says. You can feel free to criticize anything, but no insults. Alright, are we ready?
Before you start, remember, no promises is a valid answer.
Now, it's just this guy here, the guy who's the executioner, as he's called. The other people in the video who he's commenting on their stuff, feel free to criticize them as much as you fucking want. Because one of them is a complete asshole that he's commenting on their thing here. So,
hey everybody, I am the Executioner, and today we are going to be talking about a Shane Killian video, more like a live stream snippet, where Chris Hagar and Shane Killian were talking about whether driving is a right or a privilege. Now, I would argue driving is a right when it comes towards if we're going to admit that there is a concept of a public road or a common road for people to travel on. In that case, then if it's public land and anybody can use it, why shouldn't anybody be able to drive on it? As long as they are not hurting anybody, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be a right. Now, if we are talking about private land, well, you as the property owner should have the right to determine who drives on your road. And if part of that permission to drive on your road includes, well, you have to have a piece of paper saying that you are qualified to drive. Well, I don't see any problem with having a voluntary driver's license type thing for private roads. Now, if we are going to have a common road, then it would be like a right, if you think about it. That I definitely agree with Shane Killian on. If a public road is to exist, then it...
We're going to be going through the entire video, so wait for your commentary.
should be a right, not a privilege. If it is a private road and it's private property, well, I think the property owner should determine who gets to drive on their land, and if he wants people to drive on their land, no requirements at all, then okay. But if he wants to have certain requirements, he or she wants to have certain requirements for people to drive on their his road, well, I think that it's only fair that the private property owner determines the rules of their own property. We can argue about this all day long, and personally, I think that if we are going to have a common road, well, that should be a right, not a privilege. So I agree with Shane on that. I, however, think there's a lot more nuance in whether we are talking about private roads, public roads, etc. And as a libertarian, can you really argue for a public road? If people voluntarily come together and say, okay, this road, anybody can use it, nobody really owns it, well, we can have public property in that instance. Private property, on the other hand, has to have a landowner, has to have somebody who lays a claim to that land. They have a legitimate claim, and that's private property, and they should be able to determine who drives on their road, etc., etc. You can make a libertarian argument for common property. You can make a libertarian argument for property owned by no one. Anyways, hope you guys liked the video.
I thought I remember there being a clip in this video. I guess you didn't share it in this one. Well, whatever. Anyways, so now we can go on to the discussion.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, I can go first.
If not, I will.
Well, you go ahead.
Okay. First off, according to our government, driving is a privilege.
Yes, but according to our government, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about on the sense of a...
Okay. Now, secondly, if you're driving on a highway with no license, you will be arrested. Now, you still have the right to use that road. You can ride a bike. You can walk. Those are all... You're still able to use that road. So that is not taking away any rights or anything. It's just...
Yes, go on.
And as far as, like, private roads, yes, that is someone's personal property. So then you better know them or have authorization to be there. That is not a right either. That is a privilege. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I think what he's trying to say is that he believes it is a right to drive your vehicle, your car, on a road if it is a public road. If it's a government road, you have the right to drive. That's what the argument that's been trying to be made.
Even if you have 3 DUIs and you have no license and no insurance?
Yes. Maybe not the DUIs part, but the no license and no insurance part.
So we should just hand out guns to everybody, too.
That would be the dream. Or Italy in the 1970s. Because I'm going to say it on film, my father didn't have a license for the first decade or so.
I think he's talking about mostly the licensing. Aging, I don't think he's really talking about that. Age, you can make arguments of a certain age, like people, let's say 15, they wanted to say 15-year-olds shouldn't be able to drive. You can make that argument. I think he's mostly talking about, let's say 25s and 35 and 40-year-olds who don't have a license should be able to drive. That's what I think he's trying to say. Not so much getting into the age argument.
So the 12-year-old driving tractor on a farm should be able to take it out to a public road.
No, we're not going into the age part. We're talking about adults, not like children who are going to make obvious mistakes when they're less knowledgeable at things.
Oh, like being 8 years old and saying your parents say that you're trans? Oh.
we're not going into the age argument. We're going into an adult. Let's say a 40-year-old who doesn't have a license. Do they have the right to drive on a public road?
No,
And what would you say?
absolutely not.
And what would you say your argument is against that?
Well, I mean, when I lost my insurance, I lost my right to drive. They took my license, my tags, everything. But now I got it all back, but they took it all away. And I had to pay $400 to get everything back.
Yes, but what would you say is the reasoning against it being a right?
Well, because if I didn't have insurance, what if I got in a wreck? I have no ability to pay.
Mm-hmm.
Ergo, I'm infringing someone else's rights. Now, I do feel libertarian on things. It's like, if it doesn't affect me, I don't care. But this is something that does affect others. This is something that can harm others. So then it ceases to become a right. That is a privilege.
Are you talking about in the sense that you could be harming someone else's income if you destroy someone else's vehicle and you have no way of paying it?
Yes. It's just
Fair
like
enough.
if I
Oh,
buy a handgun,
Labeling.
if I buy a handgun and accidentally discharge it and hurt someone, Alec Baldwin, then that is my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing. I am a hugely 2A person, but owning a handgun actually is in the Constitution, but there are exceptions, like you're a felon. You killed someone before. You were a domestic abuser. You cannot buy a gun.
Well, plus you could also make the argument that it's different with the gun. Is that a vehicle? It's harder to control where you're driving, and if you get into an accident. Well, a gun, it's quite easy to not accidentally shoot it.
Bad choice of words.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin was an idiot. When you're a complete idiot and you're purposefully shooting it around like he was multiple times, they were saying, that's a different story. With a gun, it's not normally like that. With a vehicle, you can't control so much.
Well, a vehicle is also a deadly weapon.
And if it's used by the CIA, you can kill people with it.
Oh, and with the Baldwin thing, no, it was one round. It was from a 45 Colt. It went through the chick and hit the director afterwards.
Yes, we know that. I was just talking about apparently there's now new stuff coming out that he had been messing with it beforehand, and there were already problems with it beforehand.
Yep.
And he was ignoring the advice of the experts there.
Okay, so the armorer said it was a cold gun. The AD, second line of defense, said it was a cold gun. Baldwin didn't check it, apparently. And who put the live round in there?
Maybe we should discuss this later. We're on this current video right now.
Anyways, we're on the discussion of is driving a right, specifically on public grounds. Now, Putza, what was your opinion?
No, I don't think it's a right because, well, driving is kind of like an education. You either know what you're doing or you're not. And letting people just fool around to do whatever they want when it comes to an education is kind of dangerous. Like, we don't let fucking idiots run a nuclear factory, so why would we let them drive a car? Especially if they're not educated to do so.
In the Soviet Union.
We let idiots run the government.
Yes, and I don't need them driving right next to me.
Imagine if Biden was in the car next to you.
Well, that's my 2 cents on it. It's a bit of false advertisement. And that is a problem. Like, if some guy lies about being a brain surgeon, falsify him being a brain surgeon, and he kills a man, well, that's kind of a crime. It's the same reasoning if you went about and wanted to go drive a car you weren't properly trained to.
Fun fact on the brain surgeon thing, if I'm not mistaken, in Nigeria they had an incident where a man pretended to be a neurosurgeon and actually did something like 14 brain surgeries, and he did most of them successfully.
Yeah, wasn't it for like 20 years?
No, it was for like
from
a few
Roy?
months. What's this? Keep in mind that if public roads became a free-for-all, this would make people vastly prefer private roads for their own safety, and those will likely be maintained better. That's true, considering how many fucking potholes are around all over the world.
Yeah. Although it could get annoying if they had to pay a fee, but it's a small price to pay for efficiency.
Yes, Corn Pop does want to race Steel Fang.
Anyways, now what do you have a comment on this topic, Z?
I think his opinion is a bit, or his argument is a bit along the lines of wishful thinking.
Yes, go on.
It's just one of those situations where it's like, it sounds good, the government pays for this, so everyone should have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
And, private roads, get the fuck off it if you're not paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how most things should work. Sadly, that's not how most things work. And it's the whole situation of this would just spiral out of control if it was implemented. I mean, we already have sovereign citizens right now who actively do what he's suggesting, and let's just say they aren't the most stable of people.
You want to read BigRedWolphe's comment, Z?
Oh god. The Rust film Armored was 24. Armored.
Yes, she was, and she has a TikTok, and it's frightening.
Yeah. I got hairy legs, and they love to race. Oh god. No, I just imagine Joe Biden with a fucking ice cream cone in his hand without ice cream in it, trying to
You said you had some commentary on this topic, so feel free to give a comment in the comments, and we will go through it.
Anyways, but yeah, I think his argument is more along the lines of wishful thinking, which would never really be achievable.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by achievable? In what way specifically?
I need Biden Julio. I need TP for my cornhole.
What the fuck am I supposed to say to this? Anyways, no, like I said, it's who said, became a free for all from what Roy previously said. That whole kind of situation would just result. I mean, if anyone can drive, with no real repercussions, because driving on public roads is a right in this case, it will just be something that police cannot monitor. And last I checked, U.S. highway police are the most numerous out of any nation, because in Italy they'll just give you a fucking thumbs up and just drive like a crazy speed limit when no one is around. In Germany, I don't know, they keep catching my mother, but not me. I wonder whether Biden drives roads where the speed limit is 60 million miles per hour instead of 60.
Well, he's been in Congress for 327 years.
And
he's been wait. And he's been driving Amtrak while being vice president for 36 years.
Oh yeah, and
No. He said vice president, not president.
No, I just said being vice president.
Oh, I thought you said president.
And that one guy that worked for Amtrak said, like, you've driven like 1.5 million miles, Joe, on a train. And it's like, well, you didn't drive the train. And by the way, that guy retired 20 years ago, so he didn't just tell him that. And then he died a couple of years ago, so no, he didn't tell you that. But he keeps repeating that lie over and over and over.
I mean,
there's your sign.
I mean, what if there's the chance that what the guy said was actually true, and it's just Joe Biden not remembering what the hell he said? Because that seems more than likely. Like, this guy actually said something to him, but Joe Biden doesn't remember.
Like 20 years ago?
Anyways, as far as the driver's license go, I think I'm in a similar route where Z is, where it sounds nice, but it isn't necessarily practical, because for two things, really. I think one is you might need some kind of basic driver's test. It doesn't have to be very difficult.
I mean, I can give a somewhat modern example, which is hilarious if I can find a video on it.
Yeah.
During the 60s, there was a formal class given to people who were taking the driver's test around military bases, whether that be American or German military bases. Why? Because it was a big issue with people ignoring what a tank was and driving into them. And let's just say a Volkswagen Beetle doesn't do good against the fucking Leopard A1.
Well, anyways, as I was saying, for two things is I think a basic driving thing, so they can know how the road works. At least in that sense, it doesn't have to be like some super difficult test like you guys in Germany have to take. Like that is just, in my opinion, ridiculous.
It's not a super difficult test. Jesus Christ!
You said you failed it a couple times.
Yeah, but I also suffer extreme anxiety in fucking tests. The only one that I failed on the ridiculous measure was the fucking theoretical exam.
Also, did you say your teachers took one of those tests and they failed?
Yeah, because in Germany, once you get your license, you never lose your license unless you do something very stupid. You genuinely have to earn your driver's test. And my teacher hadn't done it in like, I don't fucking know, 30 fucking years. And he took the test and he failed on all of the oil and alcohol questions. Because the theoretical exam in Germany is not based in reality. And what I mean by that is, like one example was, how much would a teaspoon of oil affect water? And it said like 60 liters of water, 600 liters of water, or 6,000. I think realistically, the real answer that's scientifically accurate is 60, but the correct answer is 6,000. So anything that's bad for the environment or bad for your health, whether it was correct or not, the worst answer was the correct one.
Well, as someone that, when I got my license back, they were like, well, the new law in Florida is you have to retake your driver's test. And I was like, huh? I was like, I passed that thing when I was 15, which was 25, 26, 27 years ago. And they're like, well, you got to retake it. They're like, you don't have to do the driving part. You just have to do the written part. And I was like, how does that make sense? So I went and took it. I passed. I got 40 out of 50 right. You know what I missed?
What?
Outlaw, do you know if you have a trailer behind your truck or car, what color flags do you put on it?
Red.
No. Incorrect. White.
Huh. White?
Yep. I put red. I was like, I don't know, red. Like I have a sedan. I don't tow shit.
Why?
Like I don't drive a truck. I don't know.
I always remember it saying red, so it's most noticeable.
Nope, it's white.
Seems like a very French thing to do.
Anyways, back to what I was trying to say is, as I was saying, a basic test, like, you know, a practical driving test, knowing like what is go, what is slow down, what is stop, obviously, and when to turn, when is it best to turn, things like that. Practical driving test.
If you don't get that stuff just by looking at the sign, you're probably too stupid to drive.
Yeah, that's what I'm basically trying to say. A practical test that you need to know the basics of what is the right time to go and everything. Practical test, just in a sense for safety reasons.
Well, I mean, that is why some things on the German test are quite extensive, such as like, it's not illegal in every state. I think it's illegal in the neighboring state to where I live. But they highly recommend not to pass tractors that are carrying trailers. Because in Germany, because of the high demand for food, most tractors are carrying up to 6 trailers on the back. And they do not provide a perfect or decent view of oncoming traffic. So it is highly recommended not to overtake it. Well, as you can guess, I failed on that question on the exam.
Well, anyways, the other question the other part I was going to say, what was it? For example, you need something to be able to know when, I think it would make it a little easier knowing when someone has a DOI or something that basically they had like basically just saying if they had a DUI, so that way it's a bit easier to be able to make sure that they had that DUI, and so that they don't have a driver's license, like having it showing it's revoked or something like that. Maybe, I don't know. But the main thing I would say is basically they have to know the basics of the road. I think that would help the movement of the road much more, and cause at least some less potential crashes and everything. Am I getting myself clear at all, or?
Not really, but I think we understand the point.
The whole point is understanding the basics of the road. That I think you need to have. It would be best way to show that is a driver's license. The other thing is DUIs. DUI thing maybe not as much is necessary because you could just be in the system. I don't know. Do they still keep systems, for example, with DUIs?
Yes, I got one in 2003, and it'll still pop up if they run my tag.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hurt anybody. I was just speeding.
And drunk.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Which don't ever do that again, Demon.
My girlfriend broke up with me. I slept at the bar for a while, and then I left. And, well, you know.
Yes, but how fast you go through girlfriends, it seems like you would do that a lot.
Oh, this one was really special to me.
No, I'm sorry.
Not your average everyday thought that I usually hook up with. Anyways, are we done with
It's
this topic?
saddening, so let's lighten the mood. Demon, don't be a fucking idiot on the roads. I see as the next meme Joe Biden driving off a cliff in a car with the words America painted on the side and him screaming, I'm not too old to
He was trying to reunite America.
He doesn't even like America.
I'm pretty sure most of the politicians who actively promote stuff to hate America actually do like America because they know this is the only country they can make money in.
Go to China!
Yeah, but
You have to be ethnically Han. Still kind of have to be ethnically Han to make it big in China. In the border of China, but.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Hunter?
Hunter Biden?
Are you still finger painting?
I have no idea. Anyways, so we can go on to another topic. So while I'm getting the videos ready, you can go on to whatever. Oh, and Steelfan, you still haven't given your thoughts on the whole thing. If you have anything, even if it's the same as us, feel free to post it.
Did you just call Steelfang Demon?
No.
No.
I post a video in private if you guys want to bring it up. It's a minute video.
Feel free to share it if you want, Putza or Z.
I'm on a phone, so how the hell am I going to do that? I mean, I post it in private.
Fine, I guess I'll set it up.
Oh, I was gonna say I could probably do it too, but
It's all the same as y'all said. Okay. Where's the other goddamn tab? Okay, there we go. There we go. Set it all up like this. Share screen because I hate most of y'all. And where else? There we go. Window. There we go. Oh wait. I think my settings reset. Fuck. I blame you for the technical difficulties. There we go. Okay, I think I have it set up. Now all that's left for is Outlaw to do the rest because, well, he's the host. Can you all hear?
I don't hear anything.
The fuck do you mean?
Did you not press the
I
the sound
did.
to be on?
I did.
Hold on, I'll share it. So just stop sharing and I'll do it.
I blame you all for these technical troubles.
I blame you for the war.
Yeah, here we are. Okay, let me just transfer it there. There we go.
Considering some recent family revelations, that might actually be possible.
Oh God, I was just kidding.
Don't underestimate my family history.
I don't want to know. The Mossad will come for you.
So, is it
Can you
done?
hear it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna rewind a little.
Yeah, oh God, this is gonna go bad.
Rewind, but then doesn't fucking play.
Hold on, my video just not my video. My food just arrived.
Oh,
For fuck's sake.
All right, ready?
Really? Right now?
So, is it done? No. What do you mean, no? No, as in, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna cancel Dave Chappelle for you. What are you trying to say? I'm saying I'm done stepping on eggshells. Someone has to speak up. We were there for you. We supported you. But you became the one thing we've been protecting you from, a bully. And I'm not afraid of you anymore. I got the high ground. Is that so? Pose was a really good show, but today the category is comedy. And if you want to be taken seriously, you gotta learn how to take a joke. Maybe you're right. But I'm a leftist. You think my transformation from a girl to a man is my final form? Wait, no. I'm not your enemy, I'm your friend. I feel threatened by a male. Then what about God?
What the fuck is going on?
Do it! Do it! I'm trying. Miss Ray.
I like this guy.
I've seen a
was
couple of this
awesome.
guy's other videos. They are pretty funny.
That was fucking based.
Rich Blacker. I gotta run
I
to the
thought
toilet for a moment, so I'll be back soon.
We'll
I
wait
thought
for
that was
you.
gonna be something terrible like we usually watch, but that was fucking funny.
Why would
We
you
lost
think it was
time.
gonna be something terrible?
Oh, don't worry, I got something terrible planned for all of you.
Oh, thanks.
I know my rights.
I like money.
You have no rights on this stream.
I thought we were libertarian here. Don't make me form a commune.
Putza is doing the stream on a phone. Why can't I? I have no idea what the problems are, so I don't know.
By the way,
Anyways.
I am not libertarian. I'm center right.
Oh,
Although, if you talk to a leftist, I'm some alt right anarchist
Anyways,
person.
well, we're waiting for Z. We can choose a video to do commentary on. So we have a few different options here. So we have something from the Rational National on Lady Trump. And we also have PragerU Lives about slavery to kids. Or we have a few different Steven Crowder options. What was this one? Steven Crowder just needs a friend. And fine, I guess I'll do it by some more news. Or we have something from the Cavernacle on Dave Chappelle, Steven Crowder, and Joe Rogan hide behind comedy. What would we like to do?
God, they're gonna attack 3 huge name people. I was gonna say that Dave Chappelle, Steven Crowder, and Joe Rogan. Who is this idiot who thinks he can go against them?
The Cavernacle.
Who the hell is that?
The British communist. Or, as he would like to say, the Irish communist.
Never heard of him.
damn it. Why can they annex Ireland?
We should have taken Greenland when Trump suggested it, and then we could have taken Ireland, freed Canada, and freed the UK. Then dealt with Germany later. And the French can go fuck themselves. They're going to do it themselves. French Revolution, part 2.
I don't know. I kind of want to see the, what's that? Crowder one just needs a friend or something.
Either one.
So you're just either one demon, Putza wants to see this some more news guy, And we'll wait for Z. Oh,
I mean, I do want
what's
the-
option 2, Steel Thing, are you voting for? Is it going to be the Some More News guy or the Cavernacle? The Cavernacle is with Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle. The Some More News guy is just Steven Crowder.
Give me a second.
See, all these guys know these hit pieces that they're trying to do on these guys just make them stronger.
Okay, I'm back, you guys. And before we continue whatever the hell you were doing, put that your previous claim of I know my rights. Remember, I'm German, right? Human rights are just a suggestion with limitations based upon skin color and nose size.
I'm super Aryan, so I feel pretty safe.
For some reason, I have doubts about that.
I'm not a North Korean spy. Haha.
Okay, so what are our options?
Look at
We
the
have a
screen.
few options. We have Lady Trump. We have Perger You Lives about slavery to kids from Vosh. We have Some More News on Steven Crowder. Or we have the Cavernacle on Dave Chappelle, Steven Crowder, and Joe Rogan. Hide behind comedy.
That was my pick, by the way. I can't abide Vosh. No. I'll go take a break if you watch Vosh.
My vote is somewhere between how Dave Chappelle, Steven Crowder, and so on hide behind comedy and Lady Trump, because I would find it kind of ironic that a channel called Rational Outlaw is making commentary on the rational, the rational national.
Who is more rational?
Me.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if that I'm okay with that.
So what do we want to go with?
Anything but Vosh.
We'll do the rational guy.
I'll give you 2 votes. So, first vote, Putza and Demon. What do you first vote for?
Dave Chappelle, Steven Crowder, and Joe Rogan.
Hell, I'll go vote on that one.
Okay, we have 2 votes for the Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, Steven Crowder, and Joe Rogan.
It's not the
Okay, we got 3
communist
votes
guy.
for
is it?
that. All right, you got 1 other vote. Let's go with Putza first.
I'll do the Dave Chappelle one. It's not
You
the
only can put 1 vote on one.
Wow.
You have to put it
Alright,
on someone
Crowder
else.
needs a friend.
Okay. Demon?
I guess the Lady Trump one.
Okay. See?
I would say the Lady Trump one, but considering Demon's reaction, I will go with my vote to Vosh.
We'll
just
have the
kidding,
Lady
the Lady
Trump
Trump
one be
one.
the second video if we get through this.
You go F yourself, with yourself, inside yourself.
Hey, my official vote was for the Rational National. Fuck, that's hard to pronounce.
The Rational National? How's that hard to pronounce?
Rational Outlaw versus the Rational National.
Rational Outlaw
Slam.
versus Rational National.
Rational
Oh,
Mania.
it's
around.
Oh shit, it is this guy. Fuck.
I said it was him.
Shit, I didn't hear that. Fuck.
I said it
Oh,
was
God.
the Irish communist.
I
Fuck.
hate this guy more than I hate Vosh.
Damn it, I'd rather have the means of reproduction be seized from me.
Is still going on.
I
It's
hate
still
this
in the
moron.
public discourse.
You two are some of the
today,
worst
what I wanted
offenders
to
of not
do
paying
is kind of
attention.
build on what I was talking about on my stream, where I
You're
covered
almost
this
as bad
topic
as Outlaw.
last Thursday, and make the broader point about, I guess,
It was a trap.
companies of both video and audio often promoting that they support LGBT rights, but then at the same time letting some of their most prominent creators just say whatever they want, including bigotry to the LGBT.
Okay, stop. I got one
community,
simple
but more
comment. There's a simple, really simple suggestion for the LGBT community to not be offended at what Steven Crowder says and so on, or what his friends say.
Or Dave Chappelle.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Outlaw to ask what it is.
Just say what it is.
that the fucking LGBT community stops supporting child molesters. It's making everyone else look bad.
Yeah, fair.
Hey, if you could take a cock, you could take a joke.
Are you talking about a kid over here?
No, I'm talking about the community. Right. Don't make this weird.
No, it's just the easy way for the fucking offense to stop is to stop supporting child molesters. And then you just say, if they can take a cock thing, they can show. And I was talking about child molesters.
Well, that and also stop supporting the transition of children.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my biggest problem, is letting an 8-year-old transition. I just, I don't find that acceptable.
Alright,
Anyways,
just
let's
not
go on.
kind
If you're 18 and you want to, go right ahead.
Specifically to the transgender community. And I want to make and show the overall point that being bigoted towards transgender people is just far more accepted and tolerated by nearly everyone, including the corporate world and the political world.
Pause.
So I want to kind of illustrate this by talking.
Is this the same community that accepts Christian? That's my
trans
one
community?
answer. If his depiction of the community accepts Christian as being a legitimate woman, I think we can all have problems with that.
Yeah. Well, a problem that I would like to mention is I know this is a problem a lot on the left, is that nihilism and just degeneracy has very much taken over a lot of their basic functionality and movement. And I think the LGBT community gets it the worst. Not only was that, but it's religious yield, it's authoritarianism it results to. Not only what's that, but it's kind of weird how in its name it's severely collectivized, like the LGBTQ. Like, well, for starters, why are the trans there? Like, one's a sexuality and the other one's a transition. So why are they on your team? Another thing is, I find it kind of funny that the lesbians are kind of first, because, well, fuck the men, but we women are more oppressed because we're women and we're gay, so we get to be first. I mean, just throwing everybody under a blanket term idea, like it's blanket term, collectivize, and just throw everybody there, and then we'll just all nationalize, or in a way, just look in the mirror and yell "fucking narcissist." But I see like a lot of these pride. It's like this really funny joke where somebody says, "What? So you can't be proud of a nation just because you're being born in it." And it's like one of those political tests and says strongly agree, and the person's wearing proud to be gay. It's kind of funny. But anyway, those are some problems. Just wanted to get it out of my way before we cringe to death.
I got one more thing to add to that. I think with the LGBTQAIIP2 plus whatever community, it's funny that they keep making these hierarchies and they keep changing all the time, so nobody knows who's more important. I'd say at the top of it right now, they should put the T at the front because transgenders have the most power right now.
I'll have to disagree with you. The true way of positioning the letters in LGBT, because I do not acknowledge the rest, is based on domestic violence percentages.
They do it to each other.
I think you're missing the joke.
I know.
Lesbians are at the lead with 46%.
Okay, let this jackass talk.
Talking about Steven Crowder, Joe Rogan, and of course Dave Chappelle. Before we get any further, I want to plug my social media and Patreon for about a minute.
Skip.
There are timestamps in the description, so skip if you're not in. All the full and the Tabernacle Extra, my second channel. So when there's like a big controversy, sometimes I kind of tune out and don't really follow it properly, despite, you know, knowing the main point of the controversy.
Just like economics.
You know, even though it's been really big news, a lot of you guys aren't actually American. I'm not American, so we don't really care so much about people like Dave Chappelle or other stand-up comedians from the States. So just give you a rundown what's been happening. all the fallout from Dave Chappelle's controversial new special by Danielle Cohen. So last week, Dave Chappelle greeted a cheering crowd at the Hollywood Bowl, chuckling, "If this is what being cancelled is about, I love it." He was referring to the reaction to his newest comedy special, The Closer, which recently dropped on Netflix and has been skewered for its transphobic and homophobic humor. The Closer is littered with jokes targeting trans people. Chappelle stuffed an impressive array of transphobic and otherwise offensive opinions into the special, which opens up with a joke about black people beating up Asian Americans, followed shortly after by the warning that it's going to get way worse. He brought back his bathroom bill bits from 2016. He defended rapper DaBaby, who spent most of August apologizing and then unapologizing for his anti-LGBTQ rant. He then teed up a bit about gay people have made more progress in the black community, riffing that if slaves had oil and booty shorts on, we might have been free 100 years sooner. He continued to put black and LGBTQ experiences against each other throughout the show, seeming to overlook the fact that many queer people of color also...
I get the weird vibe that the person who wrote this article struggled to not accuse Dave Chappelle of being a white man. Because remember, there was that one journalist who accused Dave Chappelle of being a white man. Or using
They
his white
accused him of
privilege.
using his white privilege.
Yeah, which means that he was a white man. But, you know, just a quick look on Dave Chappelle will tell a completely different story.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, if we're to look at modern statistics, he could join the KKK now.
Wasn't that his first episode on Chappelle's show?
Yes, it's one of the best jokes
That
ever.
was
And I think we'll
hilarious.
watch it. I think we'll watch it on the stream, but I'm not joking about that. There is a new sect of the KKK that accepts Jews, gays, and blacks. So it's like, okay, who do you discriminate against now?
Wait, what?
Yes, there is a new sect of the KKK that is progressive, if you will, for new members. I just remember when I heard this, my first question is, who do you discriminate against now? Because you kind
Is that
of
the
are...
sect from the Babylon Bee?
I mean, I
No.
guess they could discriminate against communists and Muslims.
That would be one.
Where the fuck could I sign up?
No, Pota. Listen, Dr. Fauci says you have to protest against the unvaxxed. Because you're all a bunch of dirty heathens. Listen
But
to
really,
St.
well,
Fauci.
I'm not joking when I say that when I read that whole thing from the KKK, it was legitimately my first question. Your whole organization is based on discrimination. You've literally removed 90% of the people you discriminate off your list.
Okay, Z, I have a question. Why are you looking at a KKK website?
I wasn't looking at a KKK website. I just saw a news article on it, and then I went on it. Because
Hey,
I
wait a
thought it
minute.
was a Babylon Bee. It wasn't the Babylon Bee, but the Babylon Bee wrote an article on it.
Wait a minute, I just realized something.
But
Are they just gonna start adding a bunch of letters like LGBTQ? Is it gonna be like J
Someone's
Y?
gonna be KKK, LGBTQRST.
Yeah, we can say the Ku Klux Klan is the most progressive party. We got more letters than anyone.
you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
Honk honk.
Anyways, let's play.
So experienced racial discrimination. Finally, Chappelle proceeded to defend J.K. Rowling, saying that he identifies as Team TERF, referring to the acronym for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist, a term used to describe Rowling's camp of self-proclaimed feminists who argue that trans women aren't real women. In that spirit, Chappelle then dove into a lengthy segment proclaiming his belief that gender is a fact. At one point, he compared trans women's genitalia to plant-based meat and the existence of trans people to blackface. He expressed anger at the fact that Caitlyn Jenner had been awarded Woman of the Year by ESPN, saying women should be mad that someone who's never had a period could win such an honor. So, of course, even from the stuff I've just read to you, obviously not shown you any of this, is that this is clearly, pretty bigoted. It seems to be pretty standard for him as well. I'm going to get into this in a sec with a trans black woman commenting on this stuff. But, of course, it's disappointing to see someone who's, of course, from a marginalized group in American history and American...
Here we go. All right, for starters, he was one of the biggest
Your mic is
contributors.
a little loud right now.
Yes, I was about to say I'm now deaf.
Are you sure?
Yes, and Putza, I will not be. I will be glad you made me deaf. I will not hear your screams from the showers.
What the fuck? Anyway, well, this got really rapey really fast. But anyway,
Okay, I'll have to clarify.
Just
I'm not a
turn down
rapist.
your
I'm not
mic
talking-
just a little. Just a little.
all right. How about now?
Yeah,
Is that better?
That's better.
That's better. And Putza, just to clarify, I wasn't talking about rape. I was talking about the other showers.
What, the thing from Psycho?
No.
Jesus Christ!
He's German.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm
Thank you,
terrible
wow.
at paying attention. Listen, I'm retarded on Sundays. What do you want?
For you not to be like Outlaw.
Oh, fuck you. You're lucky I love your ass. Figuratively and literally.
Okay. I didn't
Okay,
mean
don't
to
make
know
the stream weird.
that. Okay. I have a
It
comment.
already
real quick.
started.
I need a comment real quick. Okay, this guy doesn't apparently realize Dave Chappelle makes fun of white people,
Everyone.
black people, Asian people, Hispanic people, gay people, trans people, people. He makes fun of everybody. He's not targeting trans people.
The
Yes,
living,
but you
the
see,
dead.
Demon, is he doesn't care that he targets everyone. He's saying that certain people should never be targeted.
Which is hypocritical and phony and false.
Yeah, but I find it wildly fascinating there for a brief moment. He actually had to judge him as a human being, yeah, not as a marginalized group.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, and that is something that I'm finding it like very
Horrifying?
what? Well, yeah, I mean, to see the infighting happen in real time and to see them, despite people living in the 21st century, struggling to cope with something that should have been an irrelevant thought maybe about 2 millenniums ago. But anyway, but
This guy's a faggot.
But anyway, like as for marginalized, like not every single person from Africa or from the time period was exactly marginalized. Like some of them even participated in the fucking slave trade. And another great thing that seems to be forgotten is, well, the Ottoman slave trade. That's never mentioned. That's never mentioned that a lot of people who were marginalized were white people by the Ottomans. I mean, the Ottomans took more Baltic slaves, white slaves, and blacks going into the Pacific slave trade.
There's still slave trades around the world.
I know, but we're talking about the ones that they're kind of use, kind of their nationalism to socially mobilize.
Well, the Arab slave trade, sadly, is back in action for some time now, actually.
And China. And in Africa.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
just part
but
of the
Africa
reason
is a
why.
bit of the excuse one.
And South America, Central America.
Okay, what's this with South America?
Sex trafficking. Sex slaves.
Oh, right. I forgot that was a thing.
Hmm?
I just said I forgot that was a thing. We keep focusing on so much Hollywood shit, I keep forgetting that they have actual slaves.
Good. And God knows what the Russians are doing. Who knows?
The Russians have the army.
Well, they have the emails.
Oh, God.
Anyways, do we continue now?
Yes.
Oh, get it over with.
Helping the same sorts of people who do love keeping African Americans oppressed and uses this bigotry to dehumanize and promote really unhelpful stereotypes about transgender people and just
I
really
just
create
want
a
to say
hostile
how fucking
environment
rich.
for people like this. And with a lot of people from marginalized communities, you think they'd know better, that the same types of things have been done to them historically. Maybe they shouldn't prop up the same system and do to other people what has been done to them. But the Netflix
Or, you know
CEO
what,
stood
Nobody
behind the
alive
special,
today has
so
had that.
You say first, Damon?
Nobody alive today has been a slave. Period. End of story.
I mean, You know, me as a white person, I don't complain about Ottoman oppression. Another thing is, I don't bitch about the monarchy, which kept us down. I don't bitch about Asians bringing the Black Death to Europe.
Or
No, I don't complain about fucking Attila the Hun coming over here and slaughtering. I mean that is a literal problem with just a lot of this in general. It is the past what they identify and not as the present. And if you have to keep nationalizing yourself after past events, like hell, even Jim Crow, a lot of people out of living memory are starting to die off from that. And, like things and times are so incredibly different, but the fact that they think that this works, that just guilt tripping everybody and they just openly and freely talking about it, like if you try to win and guilt trip a white person and all this is working, well, that clearly shows that this person is completely different from the person, let's say, 200 years ago. All right, the only thing that would happen is if you would try to lecture this same person who was committing in the slave trade or doing half this stuff, is they would order laugh at you, arrest you, ignore you, but this shit wouldn't work.
Well,
And he's self-consciously acknowledging that we're different people.
But all this virtue signaling, guilt flinging, it just makes the rest of us hate them more.
Wait, which ones?
This guy and people like him.
Well, yeah, and that's what part of the reason why I think like the LGBT community is fucked, because just a lot of leftism is just it deconstructing shit. It's not structured. It's not principled. It has to look at everything and has to view that the world is literally 200 years backwards, and literally center-right Republicans are literal fucking Nazis. And just doubling down in all these different tribalist groups. Like something I realize, and especially with all these like identities and stuff, like the more identities that they are, the harder it is to actually identify as just one unit.
I don't even know what to say anymore. There's so many damn different pronouns, verbs, all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And I try to be respectful, but...
Demon, there is one song that you can sing.
I mean, they killed egalitarianism. And, like, egalitarianism appreciates that people are different, but they treat human beings the same. Problem is, they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And again, yeah. I mean, fuck, man. I feel like the West half the time, not like it's done for, but this growing pain's unrealistic. We essentially have people who have the same nuance as the Ku Klux fucking Klan, who have many government positions, socially mobilizing millions of people, and sometimes they can reach an absolutely devastating consequence, like these dumb fucking riots that happen.
Well, Australia's the Fourth Reich now.
Yeah.
No, Demon. I've seen some comments about that. I highly disagree with that, because let's face it, there would be a functioning military, and on top of that, Australia was already a prison island. They just reverted back on their history.
I mean, I saw this really
That's fair.
funny compilation where they took the leader's words out of context, but it says, "We are the Fourth Reich, and we will fucking shoot you in the face, and I hope that it's painful." Yeah, I don't know where it is anymore, but it says we're going to put cops on every side of the street, and if you ever think of leaving, I will personally myself come and find you, rip your guts out, and show it to your family. It's funny.
Okay, can we be done with this guy? I'm sick
Few
of it.
more minutes that we can at least
Okay,
get to the
but-
5-minute mark.
But on a serious note of the Australia thing, though, the most disturbing image that you can find of it is a 78-year-old woman who was punched in the face by a 32-year-old, I think, policeman, and then pepper sprayed on the ground for quote-unquote resisting.
A 78-year-old.
Yes.
The
Anyways,
cop should... Never
Yeah.
mind, I'm not going to say it. YouTube will get mad at me.
Just play the video. I just had to
oh
point
please,
it
if
out.
I don't get banned for saying the N word, I think you'll be fine.
Oh, your God puts a bed. You have to mention it.
Anyways, how did you want to vote? Did you want to continue on with this video? Z?
I say we give it a couple more minutes.
All right, go ahead.
Sarandos, the CEO of Netflix, defended
Oh,
Netflix's
Jesus is
decision to keep the special up on the platform in a
Anyway,
staff memo
guys,
apparently sent in
my
response to
phone's
requests
almost
from
dead,
team
so I'm
leaders
gonna
on
get out
how
of
to
here.
manage upset employees.
Boo.
Chappelle is one of the most popular stand-up comedians today, and we have a long-standing deal with him.
You
no
seem
matter
really
what.
fucking
Sarandos said the
thrilled.
closure does not violate
And I hope if we ever go out in a battle, I love you guys. I'll see you later. All right, bye.
Peace out, dude.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Take it easy.
Netflix policies against titles that are designed to incite hate or violence, explaining that some people find the art of stand-up to be mean-spirited, but our members enjoy it, and it's an important part of our content offering. He continued, externally, particularly in stand-up comedy, artistic freedom is a very different standard of speech than we allow internally. So just have a massive deal with someone who says this stuff and just, you know, share it around the globe to millions and millions and millions of people, but you probably couldn't say that stuff internally. That makes total sense. And I hate the defense that stand-up is like this artistic thing where you're pushing the boundaries, and the only way you can be funny in stand-up is if you're bigoted. That seems to be the message. Like, these comedians who cry about cancel culture, first of all, seem to not be very funny. I don't find any of these stand-up comedians particularly funny. I don't really understand the American obsession with a lot of these people as well. But at the same time, you know,
That's because you're unfunny. That's just what it is. A lot of left-wing people just don't understand comedy.
That's why they can't meme.
if you need this stuff to stay relevant, stay funny, maybe assess your material and assess if you were ever actually funny, or if your content was just like shocking and edgy and has a shelf life, because that stuff doesn't age well. So a trans employee resource group is planning a walkout on October 20th in protest of how the company has handled the response to the special. In a company Slack channel that includes 800 staffers, one employee wrote, "Our leadership has shown us that they do not uphold the values for which we are held." The post continues, "We have been told explicitly that we somehow cannot understand the nuance of certain content." Now, I couldn't actually access what Netflix traditionally put out in Pride Month about the content they value, but they have put out loads of like weird PR statements.
So this guy would say that like Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, George Carlin, all not funny. Not at all.
Definitely George Carlin, he would say, is not funny.
Eddie Murphy raw, Richard Pryor, they were brutal as fuck. Like that would never last today. And according to his logic, Netflix doesn't have any LGBTQ trans things. Half their content is. Their whole administrative staff, all of the heads.
Well, the other problem is that these people are only now going out. They never decided, to protest against the fact that Cuties was up on Netflix.
Oh, no, that was fine. But now, oh, God. And by the way, have you seen videos of the walkout? It wasn't 800 to 1,000 people. It was like 80 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them were driven in by outside groups. They were not workers at Netflix. So he's full of shit. He needs to check his facts, check his logic, and kiss my...
Actually, I would like to see. Do you have photos or video footages? Do you know where that is? Let me see.
Yeah.
I don't have any photos or videos on it. The only thing that I have, or something that I can find easily, is the protesters not holding their signs and all being on their phones.
Yeah,
in the middle of the protest.
The protesters that ripped the guy's sign down because it just said Dave Chappelle is funny, and then screamed he has a weapon.
It said I like jokes, or we like jokes.
Oh yeah, I like jokes or something. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, there's like every big name person has done a video of it, and there's film everywhere.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking. I looked at some of the video footage. It's not like over 1,000 or even a couple hundred. It's maybe you have maybe 100, maybe 200 if you really want to stretch that.
Yeah, I was gonna say 100. I was gonna be generous and say maybe 150, but that's it.
Yeah, that's not.
That is not 1,000 people.
And what'd they say? Let's see. He said it. Okay. This was planned for October 20th, but it didn't end up being nearly as the size they wanted. Okay, anyways, I think we've touched enough of the video. Did you want any more, or?
We're already over an hour.
G?
Maybe just skip ahead and see if his argument changes a bit.
Why don't we do like some kind of funny palate cleanser to end the show?
Well, I was gonna search a video in a moment, just trying to do something over here.
And Spotify itself, but because it's transphobia, they don't really care. Joe Rogan makes him a lot of money, like how Dave Chappelle makes Netflix money, or subscriptions and everything like that. So to them, not enough.
I wouldn't say Netflix necessarily always cares about money. Like a lot of companies, they don't seem to always care entirely about money.
Yeah, they already have money.
Well, a lot of them probably are already in debt. They just don't care. They have investors who are just going to pay off their debt.
And plus, a lot of their shows flop.
Yeah, and as for that argument of their investors will just pay off their debt, that's how it used to be. Now the investors are actually asking for money, and it turns out that when you do many, many years without any real successes, it turns out it's a bit of a struggle.
Hmm.
What was the name of the guy? What was one of the comedians that you named, Demon?
For what? Like which comedian? Because I name a lot.
You were citing comedians that he would say that are not funny. There was one whose name, Carlin, something like that.
George Carlin.
There we go.
George Carlin, Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, like all of them would get canceled so quick today. And they were classic comedians. They were all awesome. Like there's one from George Carlin where it's like the 13 words you can't say or something like that. And it's if you play that today on YouTube, gone. Eddie Murphy Raw. That crap was hella offensive to modern day sensibilities.
Okay,
Did you find what you were looking for, Z?
I didn't find the exact one, but I found one close enough. It's a remake song involving one of his best jokes.
Anyways, you want to continue with this video or not?
No. This guy's a...
Z?
No.
Alright, so I'll get this thing ready. So we'll probably end with this.
No. I had an original end video. This is just something that we needed a decent palate cleanser before I give it the torture. Now just play the damn thing. It will probably be copyright strike though, because it does use some.
I always get the copyright claims.
Everyone does.
Susan Wiki Licky?
Ah, the woman I share a birthday with. How wonderful.
George Carlin.
Hey, we can always just save it and post it on Rumble.
But here's a little tune. A lot of people like it. Goes like this.
That shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray! Lizard shit, fuck! That shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray! Lizard shit, fuck!
But here's a little tune.
Oh, I didn't know it was a compilation of this. Probably one of these.
Is this just a compilation of the same thing? This is not a...
I thought it was just one thing. Damn it, and probably in it is the precise song version. Either way, the first one was still funny.
Anyways, I think we can now go on to what you had.
A yeesh. I would share it so it would be a surprise, but sadly, the thing doesn't seem to want to work with me. So just play it. Because unfortunately, I could not find the German video.
It's this video.
What, you already watched it?
No, I haven't seen this.
Good.
And
I'm waiting with bated breath. And I'm going to put on my hater blockers because I don't know if I want to see this.
The Blueberry Ghost looks like he doesn't even want any part of this. YouTube comment suggestions. And there it is. I think that's a ghost. I think that's a blob. And that's another blob. And it wouldn't be Blueberry if we didn't add a little bit of milk. Oh, it's
Demon
become
wants
more
to die.
fragrant. Oh, it feels like snot. That is as good as we're gonna get. I just gotta know, will it blow? No, that's a
Demon, this guy
one-mark
lives in
ruffalo.
Florida, by the way.
Of course he does.
It's sausage.
What the ever-loving fuck?
What? Here we go.
Oh,
It's
God,
like
no.
burning a booger. Disgusting. 0 out of 5.
Why?
Wait. We got a good one over here.
what?
Another one from him, which is still good, and Demon seems to be tortured, and it's working.
For the love of God, why?
Because it's YouTube comment suggestion. Blame his audience. Blame us. Blame me. I may have suggested a couple.
Okay, continue. It's not as painful as watching Vosh do that Irish idiot.
Folks, and welcome back. Yes, fried catfish, a staple of Southern cuisine, ruined by me today. Pepper, salt, Creole seasoning, garlic powder, celery seeds.
I mean, that's actually how you would
Cornmeal,
season
flour, too much flour. Seasoning, stir, eggs, dredge.
Okay. That's so far he hasn't
Right.
ruined it. Gonna have a messed
All
up.
right, well,
stove.
this may be too much
It's the
catfish.
same stove I have.
Is this in your house? Is this your alter ego? Is this what happens when you get drunk? You just don't remember.
I don't think we need a regrind.
Why? Why? Okay, I was thinking like that looks like good catfish first. Oh no! Oh no!
In 3,
No!
2, 1, let's sausage.
Oh hell no! Oh god!
This thing is
I
making
can't-
sausages of everything.
Oh, you've never seen a perfect amount of casing like this before. Will it blow? Well, it's got some.
Oh!
It's got some stick. Well, it did have some sticking power to it. I'm gonna have to give that will it blow 2 Mark Ruffalo.
Don't worry, he
Here
never
we
explains
go.
why he uses Mark Ruffalo's.
I do because Mark Ruffalo is a piece of
Let's open it
shit.
up and see how we did. Looks pretty good inside.
What in the
That's-
actual?
Pause the
too
video
much.
before he eats.
That's too.
Pause.
Does he eat it?
Yes, I do like the comment over here from American Dream USA man. It started with very funky, and then what the fuck are we looking at? It's called my YouTube searches.
Too much sausage. Let's go ahead and give this sausage its due. Here we go. Trying it with a little cocktail sauce.
Oh god!
There's no ifs, ands,
no.
or buts about it. This is a 5 out of 5 sausage. It tastes like delicious fried catfish. The texture's perfect, the firmness is perfect, and the taste is amazing. It checks off all the boxes. I gotta give this sausage here a 5 out of 5.
I got nothing.
Okay, I got the last one.
You got one
Literally
more?
the last- yeah. Well, the guy has hundreds. I could keep searching.
I mean,
Just say the word. I will search for one more.
You should do the pepper one.
Oh fuck no!
Ah.
Oh man!
I'm trying to find the actual interesting ones which may work. I'm not gonna show the one where he just barely grinds pepper into fucking sausage casings, and already he knew from the start. We should do the hell pepper though. Is that what it's called?
Oh, somebody.
Welcome back. I guess. Now we have the most expensive sausage on the show. The lobster looks like a turd compared to this. I don't see Buca de Beppo's putting this kind of money into his show. 92
I've been to
bucks.
Buca
That's
de
just
Beppo.
on the tenderloin. Prosciutto isn't exactly cheap either. And now that I look at it, I realize that I probably should have had them trim the tenderloin. It looks like we got.
You got a comment?
Okay, I found the video. As a southern man who loves catfish, I'm so disgusted.
Hey,
Please
I'm
stop.
Southern too.
Oh, please, you'll
Got some
sound
work
like
cut
my
out for
mother.
us. It's the beef Wellington.
I'm Southern and I like catfish, and that upset me.
How did beef Wellington even become synonymous with Christmas? Am I just making this up? This is a thing, right? Beef Wellington and Christmas? Please tell me there's an association between beef Wellington and Christmas.
What the hell is... I
All right,
worked in...
there's only really one part that we're
worked in
interested
restaurants
in, and that's
20
the
years,
center part
and-
here. So the rest of it, we'll
Looks like
we'll
a
worry
pork.
about trimming that up later. God, it looks like the monster from The Thing.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh no. Uh-uh. Oh. Make it stop.
No.
Just
I'll suffer
through
with
it.
all.
All right, I've seen worse.
Hey, he
I've
actually
seen
did a good
worse.
cut.
The weather
Yeah, and I
outside
struggle
is
with cutting beef, so I
frightful.
do know that this is actually
I know.
The fire is so
Wait, what?
delightful.
He actually knows how to cook. You can tell. He's just doing this shit on purpose.
Oh
Oh yeah, that's his
Piss
whole
the rest
channel.
of us off.
That's his whole channel. I do recommend watching this video. He is pretty fucking funny.
I can tell he knows how to cook.
Plus, he knows how to cook. He actually cooks. His wife isn't the one that doesn't really know how to cook. He also has 2 daughters.
Let's
He's just-
beef
He's just doing this crap on purpose.
Well, it may not
Yes.
be the
Yeah, it's his
prettiest
YouTube
beef
channel.
Wellington ever
No,
made, but
I love
as
it,
my
actually.
mom
I
used
just think
to
it's
say,
hilarious. I think
you're
it's
not
great.
trying to it, just eat it. I guess,
We went back on his
the
mother's
dinner is-
comment.
is a- it will be it just ever made, but as my mom used to say, you're not trying to it, just eat it. I guess, right down the center it will be appropriate. And there it is. That's a honker of a beef Wellington. I feel like now we can finally start the show. I think it's only appropriate
actually-
that we try it.
I
to
would
see how it
probably
is, to
eat
compare
that.
it to the
Yeah,
pre
it
and
looks
post
delicious.
sausage.
That doesn't look
I
bad
feel
at
like
all.
This has become a Christmas tradition, or has it? I'm still quite unsure about that.
Oh no, don't make it in. No.
He makes everything into
No.
sausages.
I thought you realized what the show was. I guess we finally found something different where it's, for once, we're enjoying it and our audience gets tortured, whereas it's the other way around with the fucking Japanese American one.
No, I like this. This is...
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's
What a
the best
nut
time
job.
of the year.
This is what happens when you work in a restaurant for way too long.
In 3,
They tell you you will not be
2,
successful in cooking, so you
1,
make a whole
let's
fucking YouTube channel of monstrosities and
sausage.
it becomes a success.
Right?
Although his sausage work could use a bit of help because, you know, the horizontal
But
method
this
doesn't
looks
really
like
work.
like a big old pile of Hey, well, it blows now. That was a pretty decent will it blow. I'll give that 2 Mark Ruffalos. Let's do it, Rodrigo.
If people are watching this and wondering what does this have to do with politics, it's a simple
This
answer.
is
This
certainly
is
a
evidence that we have
strange-looking
enough
sausage.
supplies in
let's
the
open her
West
up
to
and then
waste.
see how we did. Well, it certainly just looks like ground beef. Let's go to the tasting table. All right, I think we're ready to taste this sausage here. I just sat down. There's no reason to be like I was sweating before I sat down. So, without further ado, here we go. Wow, wonderful flavor complexity. I'm gonna go in for a solo bite. Like a slow cooked brisket is what this tastes like.
I was going to say, with how he made
excellent.
it, I would
The
imagine
skin
it
has a
tastes
nice
good.
snap to it. Of course, it has a wonderful sear. The firmness of it is the right touch for it. For having so much, for having so much breading in it, the texture actually works with this sausage. So, Gordon Ramsay, eat your heart out. We're giving this sausage a 5 out of 5.
Bop, 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 bop.
Anyways, did
He
you want
showed
me to show
his
the
face.
last one?
Yes, show the last one. That one is one of the best that we've seen in some time. And
That's
I
why I
think
said
Demon.
share it.
I did.
No, I
It's
know
the-
you did, but you said like, no, we're not going to show that first.
No, show it.
I know, but before you said to not show it. Anyways, here we go.
Well, goodbye, Colin, and thanks for all the memories.
YouTube
Still saying his voice.
We're gonna be doing seeds and all.
Those hot peppers.
That looks like the devil.
Oh my god, I'm so
It's a
scared.
whole different level
What's he
of weird
doing?
with the gloves on. Let's commence with the stuffing. Please don't make me play Will It Blow. So will it blow? Mama, 5 more balloons! Let's sausage!
That's gonna be a horrible thing to clean up.
What was the
I'll
first
get to
hint?
this first. This actually looks like a really tasty sausage. Here we go! Ah! Well, it's, obviously it's 0 out of 5!
Bop, 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 bop.
Why would you do that?
Because it was in the comments.
Oh god. I know what that feels like because I grow habaneros, and like if I cut up one, I'll use like a little pinch of it. No way would I do that.
Oh wait a second. I got one for the season. I gotta find it. Make some political commentary of how the sausage represents
White
the
supremacy or
the socio-economic struggle of Romanian rappers. There we go.
Wait,
But you
Romanian raptors?
Rappers. Oh, God.
He almost said raptors. I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, touche.
I don't know if his voice is an act, so I can't answer that.
Diaper Wolf, that is not hot sausage. That's just ground hot peppers. That's not even sausage.
Okay, sending it. Is his voice an act? No, he legitimately sounds like that. There's a couple other videos, and he does full hour-long streams. No
Well,
voice.
does that
acting.
mean I sound like this all the time?
Yeah.
It is easy to do voice.
Ish.
Oh my god, like, does that mean I'm Skaggles? Like, I'm so scared. Please help me. There's some evil person looking for me.
Okay.
Play.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, I
it's-
know.
It's not. It is not over. This is the last one.
I really guess?
I can't think of anything more scarier than, eating the twigs and berries of the bull. A slam dunk for the Halloween episode, I think.
Oh, God,
there's
is that bull penis?
They call it the pizzles, which I have no problem calling that the pizzles. And over here we have a bull freeze criadilla. It's the intimate parts of the bull sausage. This looks more like
Even
that
his
than the
father.
heart episode, but it's balls. And this isn't the first time that I've had a bull penis in my hand. Bombs away.
That's how I feed my dog, those.
Wait, what?
Oh, they
You
always
ever heard
cling
of
to
a
the
bully
side.
stick?
One for you, and
A
one for
bully
me.
stick is
One's
bull
always
penis
larger
that you
than the
give to your
other.
dog.
See you later, fellas. Oh my God, it's going in.
That looks so disgusting.
Check out American Dream USA mascot.
Stop the machine. Okay, now we know you have to chop the penis up.
Oh my god.
May God forgive me for this episode. I'm gonna give this like salt bath. Sprinkle the penis. There's certainly some sort of fight, some reinforcement. Twice. The penis is just too strong for the machine. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. All right, we're gonna hit this with a little bit of salt,
Oh god.
pepper, some onion, some garlic.
Oh.
In 3, 2, 1, let's sausage.
Oh.
I know for a fact.
And that's all we got out of there. I'm gonna need years of therapy after this will it blow. And I don't feel like cleaning up pieces of testicle all over my kitchen, but I do it for the love of the show. So here we go. Will it blow?
Oh,
Damn,
good
I just
God.
cleaned it up too. Why did I clean it up when I knew I was gonna do this?
Why I do this?
She's running out the door.
He must really like Radiohead.
Good luck, boys.
Okay, send one more because it's the only other Halloween special that's worthwhile that we've done, and it's shorter than this.
Take a peek at.
All right, I can do one more. I
You
like
know, it
their
looks like
stuff,
a pretty good
so this,
chicken
this
sausage.
to me is
or
hilarious.
maybe- Yeah, this looks like a chicken sausage.
It's
to me.
terrifying, but it's funny.
No, rewind. He does a
All right,
fantastic
so
impression.
here we go. Good. You know, it looks like a pretty good chicken sausage, or maybe, yeah, this looks like a chicken sausage to me.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
All right, so here we go.
You can't lie. That's a pretty good impression.
This is, you know, it's actually okay. This is the first time that I've ever had it before, so I didn't know what to expect. But the taste, to me, tastes like a mixture between chopped liver and chicken. And dare I say it, this, even though it looked, you know, like pure liquid when it came out of the
You
grinder,
say he's
this
from
could have
Florida?
gone another grind up
Yes.
in there. But, you know, for not
That's my
having
area
known what
code.
the heck we were doing, you know, this turned out pretty good. It's not
I was gonna
obviously
say
be a
that
great
I
score, but I
remember
think for
one episode
being
where he has his address up.
an out of left field sausage, it's
And
a pretty
it's
good
very,
score.
very similar.
Of a 2 out of 5.
Dude, if he lives by me, I'll be like, yo, bro, you want to cook together?
Wait a moment. In his later episodes, he does. What does he call it? He unpackages fan mail. So where is it? Where's one where he does it? Fuck! I've seen so many of these. I can't remember anymore which one have it and which one don't.
Oh, it's not like he'd talk to me anyways. But that's my area code, so he lives close to me. And no, I'm not giving out my phone number. That's just my area code.
There we go. Are we ready?
Go for it.
Yeah, go.
Well, hey there, folks, and welcome back.
I'm dying.
I guess. I wanna tell a story of betrayal. I asked the sausage lords ahead of time. I said, "Hey, if I put beef tongue on the vote, would you vote for that?" So I put that in the vote there, and they said that, and then they voted for brains instead. And they know how much I did not want to do this episode. I told them how relieved I was each time it didn't get voted for, and like the tongue got like no votes. Everyone's guilty. Everyone's guilty. So this episode's breaking me. This one's really getting to me. No pun intended, but mentally, it's really doing a number on me.
Brain?
That's just...
Really?
Oh, I'm gonna have to throw that skeleton out now. You know, Grandma and Grandpa Sausage both hold a seat on the Sausage Council. Did you both vote for Brain Sausage? All right, huge. I'm gonna do it this time. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, there it goes.
Desperation.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city.
Oh, I hate
see
that
a
song.
marching band.
I hate that song.
He said,
so much.
son, when you grow up. All right, in 3, 2, 1, let's sausage.
Okay, so his P.O. Box address isn't public knowledge, but
By
you
the
can
way,
ask him
this
on Twitter
Willowblow
for
is
it.
sponsored by Therapy.
I don't have Twitter.
And I told Mrs. Sausage that I was doing this ahead of time.
He didn't.
So she's fully aware that this is happening.
She wasn't. It was at this moment that Mr. Sausage realized he f***ed up.
What the hell are you doing? He also said, son, when you grow up, I'm going to betray you and make you eat pig brain. All right, here we go.
Although be warned, I do plan on making this guy a present and shipping it. Because why the hell not?
All right, let's see how we did. That looks, troublesome. Let's get this on the bun and get this over with. It's just so jiggly.
I think you meant
it feels like it
traumatized.
hasn't been cooked, but I've been cooking this thing for like 20 minutes. All right, here we go. I couldn't even bite this.
American
end because
Dream,
it's so,
close your
it's
eyes.
So jiggly. I tried a little bit of the other end and immediately spit it out as a natural reaction. It is not good in sausage form. This one's getting a 0 out of 5.
Ugh.
Bop, 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 bop.
Oh. That was.
And
Yeah.
that's how we end the stream, on the good and the awful. And no, I'm not paying your fucking therapy bills. I'm thinking you live in the United States. That's too expensive. Outlaw is willing to pay those, though.
I am not.
You got a
Anyways,
job
I
to live in
think
the
that will
US,
be it
that's
for
easier.
today.
Yeah, I'm done for it. That was a good palate cleanser to the idiot Irish commie and all the other bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
think
American Dream USA might not have liked it, but to me that was hilarious.
Anyways,
Okay,
thanks for joining, everyone. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And if you really like my content here, please consider donating to my Patreon, Ko-fi, or you can buy something from a merch store, or you can also get a medium membership where I get, I think, about half of whatever you're paying for your medium membership. So all that is in the description. So do all this. And of course, if you want, you can also support Z Commander on his Patreon, or you can commission him. So, do all that. And of course, if you own a business or know someone who owns a business, a friend, a family member, whoever it be, please just let them know, and they can contact me either through Twitter, Discord, or, well, you can contact me through Discord, but Twitter or YouTube comments, whatever it be. So do all this, and I'll see y'all later.
Wait.